Hello, I'm Greg Hrutkay at Hrutkay Mods, and today we're going to be doing a special tribute video for my father once again. About this time last year, in fact, I'm recording this Friday, and it will be Sunday, which will be the 1-year anniversary of my video I did right up here, which was the PSA video telling about how my father had died, about heart health and stuff. If you want to check that out and share it, please share it. It's got a lot of very emotional things in it, and it's a story that needs to be shared to help promote heart health. But in today's video, I've got my dad right here, and I also have this Footlocker, which Dad got in a few years ago. Can't remember the backstory of it very well, but he told me about it. He wanted to open this with me. So this is going to be my tribute video, opening it with my neighbor, Duane. He's a former Marine. What was it, Lance Corporal?
Yep. Lance
Corporal. He was a good friend of my dad's. Come on, Duane. And he's here today to help me unbox this, because my dad wanted to unbox this with me, and we never got the chance because I never could get down in time to do it. But the backstory of this Footlocker is it's from World War II. Lieutenant John A. Newton was killed in action, from the story I've heard, in like 43 or 44. This was his Footlocker. It was sent back to the family, and they never touched it. And then it ended up on eBay. And I don't know if this story is true. I don't know if any of it's true. I don't know if it hasn't been opened since 1943 or 4. But the story is it's never been opened. So in today's video, we will be opening this and recording all of it. And Dad will be here with us in this. And it should be a very interesting time, paying tribute to both Lieutenant Newton and my dad. And let's get to it. Okay, so before we open it, I want to show you guys what the Footlocker looks like. I haven't opened it. My dad never opened it. Duane hasn't opened it. Story goes his family never opened it. This was literally still sitting in the cardboard box it was shipped in until a few minutes ago, when we finally cut out the cardboard box. And I don't even know if it survived shipping, honestly, but here's the Footlocker right here. And there's his name stamped in with his serial number. If you guys want to do some research on him, I haven't been able to find anything about him. So I don't know if the story's true, but you know. And here is the condition of the box. It probably sat up in an attic for 70 years. And it's got, you know, your average wear and stuff. The handles are actually, on one of them at least, broken. But yeah, it's old. It's sat for a very, very long time, and it kind of looks like it's probably in a humid environment. But hopefully everything that's in it is in one piece, and we will see starting right now. So let's get to it. You take one latch, I'll take the other. All right, guys, so we're going to open this up carefully. Oh boy, I hope this works. All right, ready?
Yep.
Well, it definitely wasn't, it's got bubble wrap in it, so it's...
That's a little more modern invention.
1959, roughly. So this has been open since then. It's got mold in it too. But,
It's way too long.
yeah. We're trying to figure out a way to secure the top here.
That box.
That box.
Possibly.
Almost. It's too tall. But it might work that way. Yeah, it might work. Okay, let's see how it's looking in the frame. Perfect. So we know this has been open since the 1940s.
Oh, wow.
But let's see how you're looking, because I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. We might have to change the angle of the camera. What is this?
Probably just for packing.
Yeah, it looks like wrapping paper. We are going to change the angle of the camera real quick, and we'll get back to it. Why did you just sniff that?
Just curious.
What is that? It looks like a push pin.
Thumbtack, maybe?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to re-angle this camera more into the case, so we'll be right back. Okay, so we re-angled it a little bit. We may have to readjust it again a bit, but let's take a look in here. It's older bubble wrap. Honestly, it's probably from like the 80s. It's not super old. So it's been open since probably the 80s.
Well, there's no real signs of what these would be almost wicking if it was really bad with moisture.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, we may have to re-angle this again. It's got its metals in it. Wow.
Guy was a golfer.
Yeah, he was a golfer.
To Mrs. Mary S. Newton, Whitling, Kansas, Lieutenant John A.F. Kearney, Nebraska.
Wow.
It's shipping tag.
Yeah, it's the original shipping tag. All right, well, we'll show you that in a second. Let's see what's in here. Can you see that in camera? There we go. Ooh. It's a planner, I think.
Probably somewhat like a unit journal.
Yeah.
Being a lieutenant, it doesn't say first or second lieutenant.
Winston Linnet and correspondence paper. That's pretty neat. This is since he was a lieutenant, wrote out plans and stuff during, yeah. So that used to sit in these flaps. His business card. Look at that.
I see. Air Corps.
Yeah.
United States Army. Well, at least we know his branch now.
Yeah. Air Corps, which was right before the Air Force.
Oh, speaking of which, earlier when you went out of the room before we started filming, I actually sent a request to the National Archives. Of course,
Cool.
For the lack of an old timer's memory, they had a fire that burnt just about all the National Archives records except for what was out on.
Well, I was thinking that was real for a second there. It wasn't. But got some postcards here. U.S. Air Forces. It would have been after. Air Forces. I guess it would still be Air Corps because it's not Air Force. But it's still cool. Let's see here. Letters. Personal letters. 1943, Texas.
Wow.
Wow. There's a lot of stuff in here. Old Christmas cards.
You know, in a lighthearted manner, let's hope that he didn't receive a Dear John letter.
I doubt he did. It looks like he was happily married, honestly. Wow. He feels crazy holding this stuff. I almost want to look at the letters. Should we?
Well, I'm hoping that his wife.
Yeah, I should probably be wearing gloves doing this, but oh well. Ooh, I don't want to tear anything. There's a lot of nice little letters in here, though. And they are long, too.
Almost looks like it was written with an ink pen from an inkwell.
It probably was. Because ballpoint wasn't until 60s.
I'm not sure.
So that's the top flap. Those were his personal letters. Bottom flap has a bunch of clippings.
Oh, wow.
It was announced yesterday at Chief that the first 70 days of the European campaign, the Allied air forces destroyed 2,990 enemy aircraft in aerial combat. So he was probably part of that. Roosevelt urges worldwide post-air routes. Yeah, it's torn up pretty badly. Don't want to tear that more. It's hard to... I should really be wearing gloves because I don't have any gloves over here. I have a glove over here apparently. Oh, I do have gloves. Now let's put those on.
I see you. Oh,
Because finger oil is on old newspaper, not a good thing. These look used though. Hopefully there's nothing bad on them. Okay, let's get back into it. Now I can't feel the paper. Let's see here. Errors explains issue with war, continued from page 1. Oh, I gotta, this is a classic. Yeah.
I was just looking at
Yeah.
there's a advertisement on the back side.
I gotta see this advertisement here. Sex life and marriage. Huh? Me read a book on sex? Wow, that was really advanced for the time there. Look at that.
Look at the I think the price and stuff of the paper and what paper it was.
Tulsa Daily World, Section 5. February 9th, 1941. Jeez. Lincoln and now. That's probably why he kept it. Is this a full cutout? The other side's about books and music. Need leader now. Lindbergh says future U.S. will be decided at the polls next month. There's a lot of cutouts here. February 10th, 1941. So he was in the Air Corps before the war broke out. He was a career man, probably.
At that era, I don't know exactly how quickly
Yeah.
promotions came around, being that that's probably one of the highest points of.
The text of Wendell Wilkes' speech accepting the Republican nomination, August 17th, 1940.
It's the Kansas City Star.
Yeah. Then again, he could have just kept these clippings from before the war. Carefully put that there. Close this up. Okay, guys, this is what I saw where I wanted to re-angle the camera, but let's just get into it. The Distinguished Flying Cross.
That may be the awarding letter.
It is probably posthumous.
There's also a Purple Heart.
Yeah. Yeah, it was probably posthumous. It's got something cut out on it, though. Yikes. Really old paper. Mrs. Mary S. Newton, Whitton, Kansas. Have the honor to inform you that by the direction of the President, the Distinguished Flying Cross and 3 oak leaf clusters representing 3 additional awards or medal decoration have been posthumously awarded to your son. Oh, that's who Mary Newton was. Was his mother. November 9th, 1945.
So he may have been unwed.
He might have been. And I like this because you look, the typewriter was punching holes into the paper. Wow. I'll fold it back up. There we go. E. Air medal. The ribbons moved out of the container. These are supposed to go up there, but there's 2 of them, so yeah, I'll just leave them there. This Purple Heart. There's another letter with it. And this is glued to the top. It is an honor for me to forward this decoration. Robert P. Patterson, Secretary of War. Is it actually signed? No, it isn't. It's like auto pen or something.
Probably a rubber stamp.
Probably. There's the Purple Heart. Let's see what this letter says. War Department. Let's see here. January 31st, 1945. Explaining about the Purple Heart and stuff. Purple Heart awarded posthumously. So yeah, he died probably in 44. Because this was from January. I wonder what he did in the war. Wish we knew more.
It may be in here.
Might be. But yeah, here is the original tag for it being shipped out. And my dogs are pushing on the door over there. It's not focusing. Come on, focus. There we go. Here's a valuable shipping tip. Blah, 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 blah. We're Railway Express. It's kind of cool.
So many things have changed. I kind of wonder.
It might have been where his razor would have been. Slide that into there. Yeah. Day glasses. Ooh, I don't know if I want to try to open it. There's nothing in it from what I can see. Is there something in it? No, it's empty. I'm not going to try to open it. This would have been his brush for shaving with, probably. That would have been one painful way to slather on some.
I think that may be like a dusting broom for like.
You think so?
Yeah.
It might have been.
Because most shaving lather bristled brushes
They're usually softer.
and they're round and like actually looks like a natural horsehair or something.
Oh, here is another shipping label. And this one's in a lot worse shape. It says collected on the back of it. Probably sat on the outside of the case for a long time.
That was probably when they put his personal effects.
Ah, here he is. There is Lieutenant Newton. And it won't focus again. There we go. That's what he looked like. He was a good looking man. What would have been in here? It's metal. Nothing. Just a bunch of rust. What would have been in there?
Well, that's the label from the outside.
No clue.
It's so strange because that's an actual picture.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Ooh. Flying for Victory Diary. My clothing sizes. All this stuff. Feels so strange to hold this, Duane.
That was probably stuff that was required to be in that diary. And
Yeah, I think these are all his service flights marked on here. And they stopped in April of 1943. So he may have died No, here they are again. April 43. Where do they stop?
It'll be a whole new wormhole searching for what purpose.
April 27th, 1943. Either 27th or 26th. I'm not sure which was the last entry in this, so he might have died in 43.
And honestly, I think this case, there is another name tag in it.
This one?
Mm-hmm. They may have been stored in it.
This is a little cigar container. Let's see here. In Lackleeds, American Pencil Company, New York. So if I take this off, pencil leads.
Where?
Yeah, but what? I didn't know you could change pencil leads back in the 40s.
Probably more like is it like a drafter's pencil?
It must be something like that. And then here's two of his J.A. Newton.
And there's two different types.
J. Newton.
You'll notice one is a bolder, more depth to the stamp. That may have been the originals, and the others may be reprints. Maybe you change uniforms or change size.
It's really hard to not break anything doing this. Okay, what is in the bubble wrap from...
Belt buckles.
Yeah, belt buckles.
That's the one thing that I've noticed that I'm familiar with.
They're just good old regular belt buckles. Gold plate.
That must have been from his dress uniforms.
It's gotta be.
Because your everyday service belt was, well, I spent many a day shining brass.
And he was apparently a golfer. Top flight balls. They're painted. They're painted.
Well,
What are those?
not exactly sure.
It's just a tin to something. This has a piece of wood with a hole in the center of it in it.
When I first saw it, I kind of thought maybe it was a pencil sharpener for.
And the top's not coming off. I don't know if it's supposed to come off or try. Here are more of his uniform name tags. Yeah, that might get me demonetized. Oh, that's some interesting artwork, yeah. Good socks, interwoven. That is, yeah. Whoa. Found his other medals and his other stuff. Air Corps patch. Efficiency medal. I'm not sure what that is. It says postage guaranteed, Find or deposit any male disabled American veterans.
That may be a luggage tag.
Might be. It's dog tags. They almost look like they're painted. I know they're not. It's just corrosion.
Patina, yeah.
Yeah. And we got a whole mess of stuff. Here's his lieutenant bar.
Is it gold?
It looks
Brass.
gold.
So he was second lieutenant,
Yeah, it's gold.
which would probably put him in probably the first commission when he first got into the military. Or was, well, he probably wasn't drafted being an officer.
Yeah. I mean, he could have worked his way up. It's just not very common.
It's a whole lot more difficult, I think, to get commissioned.
So this stuff over here. I don't know if that's the bottom of the box or if that is.
No, that's a picture.
Is that a picture?
I've seen similar like folders with old Mills pictures from back in the day.
Addresses and memos. These are just a bunch of addresses, it looks like.
I don't know what's in there.
Not many addresses in here, but I guess just stuff, people he might write to. Yeah, everything starts in 43 and doesn't end in 43, so he probably went in 43.
That's heavy.
Pretty heavy. Engraved. It's a chunk of metal. What the? Might be like a stamp. What is? Oh! It's to hold down. It's a giant paperweight. It is a reversed stamp. So he could get more business cards stamped.
To take
It's a printer stamp or plate.
personalized plate for him.
Yeah. These are all his business cards.
That was probably issued from the Air Corps or the Army.
Probably.
Oh, wow. That's also a photo.
First is this.
It opens, it's like a recessed lid.
And it's really, really, I don't want to open it. There we go. It's all his lieutenant spars. He had a lot of them. He must have,
He was definitely a second lieutenant,
yeah.
which
A
is
lot of them are really worn out too.
entry level officer.
It's not wanting to unroll. This is his military branch group. Terms escape me.
His unit.
His unit, yeah.
Great company commercial.
That's a long picture.
That appears to be possible.
34th Aviation Cadets.
So he was a pilot.
He must have been. I mean, like that one thing I said ended in 43. That I think were his recorded flights. It is like really, really long and hard to hold in front of the camera.
I don't have a glove on.
I wouldn't worry about it. I got it all on there. It does not want to stay on unraveled though. I mean, it's been rolled up for 70 some years.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to break right there.
Yeah, I know. It's got a lot of wear problems. It needs preserved. Ooh. Okay, what is in this folder? Ah, his professional shot.
Handsome fella.
He was. He had one heck of a unibrow.
Just strong genetics.
Very strong genetics. And then, it's like, I think that's just liner. We're just going to leave that and say it's liner. It's just a piece of newspaper. And then I think that's it. That's just more wrapping paper.
Yeah, that's this.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop the camera and we'll come back and take this part off. But I'm going to move everything back over the way it was. See you in a second. All right, guys, we're going to have Duane lift the wood up.
Say when.
You're good. Here, sir, you do the honors. Glove, since it's the only gloves I have. We're gloving up. So he's got his dress uniform.
Probably, that's probably the flag
Yeah, it's probably.
that his mother received.
Then again, it's got a hook on it too. You usually don't. So it might just be a random flag. There might be two in there though. It's one way to do it.
Well, the wife was very familiar with these.
Yeah.
She's shown me tricks. That didn't sound all that right. How to open the glove.
His wife's a nurse.
There.
All right. Have at it.
All right. Well, here is,
His belts.
those are actually probably his,
One's got a flying cross on it.
I would assume, I don't even really know.
He was
what that is.
definitely a pilot. You dropped something. Where it was.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either.
It may have been just a piece of foam or something. Oh,
Hopefully. Oh, it's just rotten rubber band. You got a piece right there, too.
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But the Army insignia,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that should be the Army one.
Which I believe
The Air Corps was part of the Army.
yeah, at that era.
Yeah.
Before I drop it, and I don't want to set it.
If anything, we can lay things out on the floor. The floor is semi-clean. Shouldn't hurt anything.
That would probably went with his aviator uniform,
Yeah,
flight suit,
possibly.
and still, even though it was sealed in a footlocker, still amazing, and it still glistens.
Yeah. Dude, you keep dropping rubber band all over Old Glory.
Well, being that she was given
Yeah.
in Lieutenant Newton's stay to his dear mom,
Yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't feel all disrespected, do you, girl? But this one's the gold plated, probably the dress belt, which it's about to come apart. It just barely stuck there. Probably had just been purchased.
Yeah. It probably was never worn. And it coming off, they were adjustable, so it probably never got adjusted.
They were all generally the same size. I think there might have been some that was a little. There were some guys that were really tall, muscle bound, big guys.
Yeah.
And they had to buy. Well, I was probably considerably smaller then. But you bought the belt, got the fit, trimmed it, put the buckle on.
Yep. You just sat on the floor or something.
Okay, I'm gonna sit right here. It's a perfect spot for it. You know what? There is 2 flags.
Yeah.
Pretty, no,
No.
maybe.
There
it is.
Yeah, yeah. That one was the one presented to her. That one probably,
If he was a unit XO or a unit commander,
yeah, he probably just hung it.
it could be, well, that could be the one that flew
Yeah.
in his unit designated spot.
Maybe.
Here it is. It's absolutely it, because here's a certification for the burial flag.
Come over here and hold it up to the camera. If you guys want to pause that and read it. What does it say? April 2nd, 1949.
Yeah, it was well after the.
Yeah. 6 years after he died.
Did it say the death date?
No, but that's why I'm assuming it was April 43.
Oh. I don't want to lay this there.
Yeah. I understand.
Here's.
Ooh, yeah, it wasn't set in there very well.
Yeah, look, it's around his. Not exactly sure. And please forgive me. This is totally new territory for me.
Yeah.
But it's definitely underneath.
We'll just leave the flag there for now. And
This is the certification. I think it is of the
Yeah.
Purple Heart.
the Purple Hearts are here. It's in a frame. I can hold it.
But the tail of the flag, where it actually mounts to the pole, was definitely under that, and it was like purposely laid.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of ironic if you think about it. He lost his life protecting that flag, and that flag protected his award for 70 plus years.
right here.
Veterans Admin.
Bulldog Building. Here, hold that up here. Wow.
And then it says, of course, I'm not going to unfold it.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be. Lieutenant Newton, you're thought of well, sir.
Yes, yes, you are. What is that red thing?
Oh, that looks like a shoe stretcher. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it is a shoe stretcher.
Parts of it there and parts of it is deeper. I'll leave the bubble wrap. Is that making a glare?
Not really.
Good, good. In the Marine Corps, we called these fifth covers. I don't know that I've ever seen any of them that had the gold, like a gold lay embossed in the edge of the cap.
It's probably because he's second lieutenant.
I'm unsure about the designations of different color, because there's also a tan one. Khaki, excuse me.
Well, I know that military branches have different dress wears for certain events and occasions and stuff. Some of them are like leave colors and stuff too.
And that looks like, along with his towel or his ties that look like they're actually starting to come unstitched.
Yeah, they need preserved. They've held up well though.
Yeah.
Although I do see, yeah, got a lot of moth eating through here. It's like, it looks like Swiss cheese right there.
So most likely we probably better not unfold anything.
No, because it probably fall apart.
I'm trying to. So that
We didn't
displayed.
think, yeah, we didn't think about where to put this stuff. And my dogs are playing in the background, so I apologize about that.
All right, and let's see if I can move that in front of this so that I have a place to put this one.
Let's see.
Oh, custom body fitted military 100% wool. Heinlein Brothers, Cincinnati.
I'd say show it to the camera, but you already stuck it up there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't.
It's fine. What I'm interested in is the victory shirt.
And it has in the back probably his service number and his last name.
Yeah. Yeah, it says Newton right there.
And it's so strange because the shirts.
See the patch on the side? It is his pilot's shirt.
You know, we all see like the movies Top Gun. Of course, my unit was an infantry unit. Well, but aviators, I always assumed they wore coveralls, like an entire like jumpsuit.
They did in the 40s. Well, not in the early 40s anyway.
Another framed. Oh. In grateful memory of First Lieutenant John A. Newton, who died in the service of his country in the European area. He stands in the unbroken line of patriots who have dared to die that freedom might live and grow and increase in its blessings.
Harry Truman.
Freedom lives, and throughout it, he lives in a way that humbles the undertakings of most men. President of the United States, Harry S. Truman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
That's so neat.
Wrist light. Wrist light.
That was probably for his gauges. In case.
Oh, yeah. It would have been mounted probably behind the seat. And the plastic is starting to crack from age. But it's in fairly good shape. Honestly, it looks like the bulb's blown, but it's impressive.
Not shoe stretchers. I'm sorry. That's probably
Shoe
forms.
forms.
Yeah, forms. So that his dress shoes stay
stiff.
perfect.
Yep.
Because we don't know what getting gigged in an inspection would be like.
Shoe brushes?
I would assume.
Yeah, shoe brushes. His pilot's gloves. And that would be his head cap. Possibly. It's,
Stuff. I don't want to take the chance of pulling it apart.
it might be his pilot head cap. Or a shower cap. I'm not sure which. It's probably a shower cap.
Probably did get issued a
It
shower
looks
cap.
like a shower cap. Yeah.
Mine where we didn't have much need for one.
Yeah.
We would go get a haircut once a month, sometimes twice, whether we needed it or not. PT shorts, probably.
Yep.
30-inch waist.
He was an average sized guy for 40s. My great uncle was still like a 30-inch waist when he died a few months ago.
They were a harder working generation.
And my great uncle was, what was he, like 5'4", something like that. Truly the greatest generation. Wow. Look at those buttons glisten. Yeah, come
Yeah.
show them the buttons there. That is amazing.
And the smallest, I mean, it actually, the way they patina, they almost look like they're gold.
Yeah. Well, they're probably gold plated.
That's beautiful.
It is.
It's also pretty sure it's wool.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, you can see it if you look on the back of it. It's Swiss cheesing. It's been attacked by moths, sadly.
Pants
Which are also full of holes.
as well.
Yep,
Man.
it sucks. I mean, for being, what would they be, 76 years old, something like that? They're in pretty good shape considering.
Of course, not wearable,
No,
but still presentable to look at.
yeah. I need to get someone to preserve all this stuff. That's an absolute must.
half shirt.
Wow. Let's see here. Show them.
32.
Lighter. Doesn't it say 43 on it?
I can't tell.
1303.
Oh, yeah.
1303. Something like that. 1203.
I can't. No, it could be a 13.
It might
Looking
be.
at the bottom.
Let's pause for a second.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back, guys. All right. $1303. Was that his number in the unit or something? Or?
Must have been part of it, like maybe the last four of his service number, because it's on, or it could be the last four of his social.
What is his service number? No, it's not the last of his service number.
Possibly the last four of his social.
It might have been.
This one being a little deeper in the locker looks like it's
A little
not
wrinkled.
not as tattered.
But it is a little wrinkled.
It's still pressed.
Yeah, it is. It's impressive. These look like they've been repaired a few times. These are his probably like daily wear.
Wish. I mean, they almost feel like Nomex or something.
Well, you're wearing gloves.
No, they're canvas thick.
Yes.
I mean, really.
They're strange. They glisten. Waist 29, length 31. Shoot, he was my height, roughly.
And still pressed.
He was tall for a guy back in the 40s.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, that picture from before, I think. Yeah, it's the same picture. Fully framed. And we got a bunch of lights reflecting off of it. There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah. How about that?
That was his cadet photo. Probably graduation from cadet school.
Probably.
Notice they all have their ties tucked in.
What's the...
Probably a ceremonial uniform.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, this says Lowe's and Campbell Athletic Goods.
That's different.
Possibly could have played on the Army football team.
Maybe.
Have to research that.
Yeah.
That could be possibly something that didn't burn in the National Archives fire.
Maybe. Did I ever tell you the story about my great uncles?
No.
They were the last known survivors of the Bonus Army March in the early 30s. At least that remember it.
Wow.
And the National Archives had a bunch of pictures of these two twin boys boxing, but it said unknown boys underneath it. My grandmother found out and saw it and said, "Oh, it's my brothers."
Wow.
Yeah. And they updated the National Archives with their names.
I would assume another pair of
PT
PT
shorts.
shorts, but they're different than the others. The others didn't have an elastic waistband.
Yeah. It is interesting. Wouldn't you really think that elastic would be a thing back then?
Today, if today's elastic was made with those standards, it would probably almost cut you in two.
Probably.
Being that those men were real steel.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first one I noticed straight before I even touched it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's riddled.
Yeah, the moths got to that one good. It's a shame. But yeah, I think is that everything?
Everything.
Other than a pilot's glove?
That one glove.
Was there another glove?
No, there was nothing else. There was no other glove.
Well, I guess one glove in, 76 years, whatever. I'm bad at math. It's better than no gloves.
Maybe the moths got to the glove before it did the pants.
Leather?
Yeah. And I would assume
What's the stamp right there?
the size
9.5. It's impressive.
It's like a really good quality driving glove.
Yes.
To this day, and it's probably not been.
It's very supple looking.
Yeah.
Wow. Usually those things are so rotten you can't even flex them.
This one it doesn't even feel like. I don't want to stress it, but I mean,
Yeah.
it feels semi-supple for an 80-year-old piece of leather.
Yeah.
And
It looks like it.
one of the last paper, let's make sure that there's no pictures or anything below. It appears it's the same as that. So I just hope we can honor Mr. Lieutenant Newton
Yeah.
properly. He gave the ultimate sacrifice,
He did.
and hopefully his mother was.
Proud of him.
Yeah, I'm sure she was,
Oh, I'm positive she was.
but
He seemed like a heck of a man just from the stuff we saw. He has a neat little flashlight.
looks like it holds 2 D-cell batteries.
Yeah, probably. Well, guys,
I wonder.
because the name of it, here, let me show them again.
Yeah,
The name of it is Wrist Light, R-I-S-T, but, I guess you could actually wear it on your wrist and look at maps or something while flying. I don't know. I've never seen one of these before.
no, nor have I. Something to research.
It is. Well, guys,
Very, very, very honored. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
you're welcome. Thank you for your service, Duane.
I was a professional polisher and cleaner of things for the war machine,
You still served, so
but thank you. Hopefully your dad, he would have enjoyed every moment.
He would have.
He was by far one of the best men I've ever known.
It's just hard to think they put this on eBay.
He could have been in a house that his mother passed in and no one knew what it was. And
Well, I'm sure they knew what it was. I mean, there's evidence it's been opened before. But, yeah. Well, I hope this is a good tribute to you, Dad. I hope we got everything you wanted recorded too. And yeah, it's broken off. That's
it
why.
should be like right there.
Yeah.
Just happened to see it shining.
I am glad we propped that up.
It would have put a lot of additional stress on the hinge.
Oh, the whole back end of it probably would have snapped off.
It survived well for time frame given and the amount of damage
It's gone
received.
now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this is a good tribute also to Lieutenant Newton. You know,
True.
this is something that I will probably end up loaning to a museum, or I don't know what to do with it. I might just give it to a museum. I think more people should be able to see it.
And properly displayed, almost like an inspection form on a table, or
Yeah.
even an old U.S. government military mattress, because it's all your things folded and properly measured. And
Well, guys, we're going to put all this stuff back in here. We're going to take this back next door and we're going to put it somewhere safe. And that's my tribute to Dad and Lieutenant Newton. I hope you guys enjoyed today. This video, I'm not going to be doing any sell myself out stuff. Since this is a big tribute to them, I just realized I may not be in the camera standing here. Hi. Am I even in camera?
from here down,
From here down. Well, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed today's interesting video unboxing a Footlocker, which has only been opened a handful of times since 1943. Feel honored doing it. Dogs want to be on camera, it sounds like. But yeah, what?
off camera. I don't know if you read this burial flag. Enclosed herewith is the same United States flag which was used during the burial services held at the time your loved one was permanently laid to rest in a United States military cemetery overseas. This flag, which is forwarded to you by the government directly from the cemetery, is being presented as a token of sympathy and appreciation for a grateful nation, with the thought that it may prove to be of sentimental value to you. In order that you may receive this flag in the shortest possible time, it's being sent without detailed information relative to specific grave location within the cemetery. Within a short time, you will receive from the Department of the Army a letter furnishing you complete information concerning the cemetery, the grave, location within the cemetery, and the headstone, which will be erected at government expense.
I wonder what happened to that. It's not in here.
No, it could be.
I didn't see it.
The letter will be sent from the Department of the Army, Office of the Quartermaster General, Memorial Division, Washington 26, D.C.
I wonder if you could look that up somewhere. But anyway,
Sorry.
no, that's fine. Anyway, I love you, Dad. Godspeed, Lieutenant Newton. And I'm going to wrap this up before I start crying. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And the tech videos are coming back. Don't worry about that. I just wanted to get this out. Something a little different. And anyway, this has been a Hrutkay Mods video. Well guys, as I'm editing this video, things just did not add up because I was watching everything over and noticed that his personal letters said late 1943 on the stamps, the postmarks. And his diary said that his last entry was in mid-43. And it got me to thinking that maybe the Army had issued him an older diary where he was actually putting in all his documentation for April of 1944. And he was still alive in 44. And I found proof that he was. He died September 9th, 1944. I'm still looking for some more information about him. But here he is right here. He was the lead. Okay, guys, so today is Wednesday. I filmed this Friday. I had to take a break from editing it because Friday night I spent a long time finding a bunch of information about him and what happened to him. And I found a lot of things that are interesting, but I filmed it in a way that I did not like the way I did it. So I'm refilming it now to fill you guys in on everything that happened to him. And I just want to do this in a more honorable way than I was doing it, and a more professional way. I found him. There he is right here. He was the head pilot of the B-17, let's see here, Miss Lace right here. Which you can see in this picture right here. I'll show you a bigger picture of it, which I have downloaded since then. But there he is right here. That's him right there. And he was the head pilot of Miss Lace. And he only flew it from what I can tell was, I believe, June of 44 to around September of 44. And Miss Lace crashed in March of 45. And he didn't die in Miss Lace. What he was flying was the B-17 43-38-32-3. And it didn't have a name. Miss Lace must have been being serviced or something. So he and most of his crew from Miss Lace went and flew a mission and didn't come back from it. And being the son of a aviation junkie who was big into World War II, I know a lot of history about B-17 flying and all this stuff. And I may not get this totally right, but I'm pretty sure you were required to do 30 missions, and then after that you could go home if you wanted to. And let's see here, where are we? Here we go. First Lieutenant John Andrew Newton, pilot, killed on the 9th of September 1944. He was on a mission to Ludwigshafen. I butchered that German name. In that unnamed B-17, the B-17 received a direct flank hit in the cockpit and another in number 1 engine. Entire nose section, left wing, engine fell off. He was on his 28th mission. He was almost done. And in fact, most of his crew that was in this plane went down with him and died. 2 survived in the crash landing and became POWs, and I don't believe one of them left the camp alive. But one did survive, and he lived to 1991. Where was he? Right here. But here we go. He died in the plane crash, and he was buried at Lorraine American Cemetery in Saint-Avold, France. He was born December 23rd, 1919, and he is now buried in Spring Hill Cemetery in Whitting, Kansas. And if you look right here, here he is right here. He was buried between his father and his mother, Mary, which those letters were addressed to. And he was the only sibling. He was the only son who didn't make it through the war, as we can see right here. The rest of them did make it through the war and lived long lives. And, you know, they lived to pretty good ages. But they didn't seem to get married. There wasn't a whole lot of family history on the brothers. So I don't think he has any family left. But I wanted to thank Lieutenant John Andrew Newton for his service and ultimate sacrifice. He was he gave the ultimate sacrifice, you know. All gave some and some gave all. And he definitely did that. And he is now buried. He is back home in Kansas, in his hometown, and between his father and mother. So he made it home, guys. Anyway, thank you, Lieutenant Newton. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and I'll be getting this video out in the next few days. So hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.